This is Sai Kumar Kurtivada. In this video, we will see how to use onMount in SolidJS and what is the purpose of onMount. So in general, we have create effects. It is also a type of create effect, but the thing is create effect will track and execute the functions whenever there is a change in the signal which is present in that particular effect. But onMount is something like onLoad. Whenever your component is getting load, only one time this onMount will be called. So that's how onMount will work. It looks exactly same like effect, but the way of usage and the purpose of usage is different. Let me quickly jump into Visual Studio Code and show you when to use this onMount. So I have a component called as app.jsx, and here what I want to do is I want to create a reference, let ref, and let me make one input field. So I have an input field, and let me save this. Let me go to the browser and you can see a input field. But whenever I reload this page, it is not focused. But what I want to do is when the user launches this page, I want to focus that particular element. For that sake, we can use a ref. So this ref, where I want to use is I want to pass it as a ref property for my input field. And this ref I can use inside my onMount. So there is something called as onMount, and which is coming from SolidJS. So this will receive a callback function, and this callback function will be called only once when the component is loaded. So let me use something like ref.focus. I'm using that ref and I'm just focusing whenever it is mounting this particular component. Let me go here and you can reload and you are not able to see anything. Let's find what is the problem. Ref.focus is not a function. So it is telling that focus is not a function because the spelling is wrong. Let me use focus and let me save this. Go here, let me clear this off and reload. You can see the focus went into the field. That means whatever you want to do on a page load, then you can write that logic in our onMount. And what is the difference between create effect and onMount? onMount will be called only once. Even if you are using some set of signals inside that, if they get updated also, mount will not be called or invoked. Let me create a signal. Const, I am just creating a age property and set age property where it is creating a signal. Create signal, and the value by default is 10. And what I want to do is I want to create a paragraph over here to show the age value, and let me use that age property, and it is a signal, so I am just calling it. Let me create one more button over here, and this button will have an onClick event, and this onClick event will have a callback function, and inside the callback function let me set the age now. So what is the age? I will be getting the previous age plus 1, and this is something like update age, and save this. Now go back, let me click on this update age. Age is getting incremented. What I'll do is just I'll write one console inside this onMount, console.log of. I'll just use an age property and age. So let me use this as a string so that we'll understand. This age value will be updated every time whenever I click on this particular button. So let's see whether this onMount will be called or not. Let me go here, just reload. First time the age is 10 and it called. Let me go here and just update this. If you update these values, onMount is not triggered. That means it will be calling only one time. And when to use onMount? onMount is regularly used whenever you want to update some set of elements by using its references. At that particular time we can use, for example, here we are using for a focus pad. And the second thing is whenever you want to perform a logic only one time when the application or the component is loaded, then you can use onMount. These are the two cases which we can use. And the third case is whenever you want to call an API on the load of a component, then you can use onMount. Now the question is when this onMount is called, before rendering the elements or after rendering the elements? The answer is very clear, after rendering the elements. Why? Because if you see here we are accessing the ref. If it is called before these references are ready, then this will be giving you undefined, but now it is working as expected. That means by the time this on mount is called, this reference is ready. That means all the elements are rendered. So let me show you with an example. Let me use a console over here, console.log of inside render or return. Let me use anything. Let me save this. Now go here. You can see, let me reload. Now you can see inside render, and then it is going to the mount. That means first it will return all the elements without or with data, and later it will be going into the on mount. Let's see how it behaves if we are using create effect. Let me use create effect, and it is also having a callback function. And let me write a console over here, console.log of effect, and I'm just printing the age over here. Let me save this. Now let me go here and clear this off, reload. Then you can see I'm inside the render, then it is going to the mount, and then it is going to the effect. That means mount will be called before your effect, and whenever you are updating, only that effects are getting updated. It is not re-rendering the elements, and also it is not calling this particular mount. So this is the sequence how our on mount, create effect, and our render or the elements will be returned. So this is about on mount. Hope you like my explanation. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.